Morning, some pretty good, exciting news. Just a lot of stuff to be excited about. Number one, we have this awesome theme song, which I'm going to play in a second. Special shout out to Littenrod. I think I'm pronouncing that right, but an amazing user, very talented. And he just, wanted to do a theme song. I'd asked, I put out in the chat, hey, I'm looking for someone who can do a theme song, and he stepped right up. 55 seconds long, so I'm going to play it right after this. But the topic of this video is even more exciting to most of y'all, because I think the song is mainly for me. But as far as the Appalachian Trail box goes, I'm thinking of trying to fit the clues, trying to fit all the symbols and the coin for where we can look along the trail. And I think I have a little bit of a new direction, same area, just new direction. So enjoy the song, because it's going to play, and then I'll get right into what I found, or I think I found, for the Appalachian Trail box.
Now listen, all you treasure hunters, searching all around for plunder. Do you need some help to be your best? There's something that you're trying to find, but you're about to lose your mind. So come on, listen in to Estes Quest. Estes Quest, the show where he'll be sharing clues. Estes Quest will chase away your searcher's blues. He's solving puzzles with a smile. He'll help your theories pass the trial. He's welcoming you here to be his guest. Now listen close and you'll be told the clues to where he's hiding gold. So come on, listen in to Estes Quest. Come on, listen in to Estes Quest.
So here's how I'm looking at the Appalachian Trail map and the puzzle box in general. So most of the other puzzles seem to have different layers. The crossword, famously, you're looking for 5 clues. The first 2 layers, pretty obvious, I think. The word search solved the one way. Then there's anagrams, so it's definitely a second layer. I'm a firm believer in the map, so that's another layer. So at least 3. Some people are taking that a lot more layers. The poem, all right? You have the visual first layer, right? The words as they read. And then there's an obvious second layer, because just reading the poem doesn't get you anywhere. So there's obviously a second layer. Is there a third or fourth layer? Who knows? But multiple layers there. The story, obvious first layer, an enjoyment. He tells us that the story is a expanded reality. So then there's a second layer of, this is expanded reality, where's the actual reality or the regular reality. And then there might be even a third layer. So, I mean, the picture in the Pokemon box is obviously 2 layers, because there's another layer that's been added for the Mewtwo. All right, so layers is a common theme with the puzzles. So why would this box be any different? You've got the map. It's just a map, right, that he shows. So here's how I'm interpreting it. And I think a few people are following me along this little road. But you have the symbols, which lead us to Vermont. In my case, a lot of the symbols match up to Vermont. And by symbols, I'm mainly looking at the ones that are off trail. And by trail, I mean dotted line, right? And so then once you're in Vermont, you look for trails that match along the Appalachian Trail. And we found the Little Rock Pond, that trail matches up like 99%, almost perfect. So layer 1, the symbols lead you to the state. Layer 2, the trail actually lines up on the, gets you to the trail, right? So is there only 2 layers, or is there more layers, right? So I'm thinking there's a third layer. All right, so layer 3. I'm starting to look at the symbols that are actually on the trail. And by those symbols, I'm talking about the tree, the little macaroni, as I call it. Some people call it a bean, and then the X. All right, so at least those 3. Some people use the scroll. Maybe I'll use the scroll. But 3 or 4, those symbols are on the trail. So as far as the little dog in the tree and the magnifying glass, if you look at it just head on from the first layer, the trail, there's a begin, right? and then there's the obvious X at the end. So why would it tell you to look halfway along the trail? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But the way I see it is you overlay the trail to get there. That's the step one. But you have to overlay it somewhere else. So I had been fixated on using the 2 triangles as peaks, and there's 2 nearby peaks on the trail. And so I'd been using the 2 triangles, overlaying on the peaks, and searching the searching the X, searching the magnifying glass, but it didn't really match up anywhere on a trail or somewhere easily accessible or safe. So then while looking around, I was actually looking for parking, and I saw the macaroni. If you have, let me get my notes. So it works, I found it easiest on Apple Maps. If you have an Android or another map device, it works also. But there's a lot of trails on the north side that aren't named or that don't show up on all the maps. So if you're following along on a map, you're going to want to look for a Wallingford Pond Road. So that road takes you along the north side. And there's another trail called there's another shelter called the Green Wall Shelter. So there is a shelter easily accessible, which I think is intentional. Right where Wallingford Pond Road ends, there's a Wallingford Pond Trailhead, and another road that goes down called Town Road 38. And right there, I first noticed it on Apple Maps. As I was zooming out and zooming in, I saw a little macaroni pop up. All right, so this is another one of those videos with a lot of cuts. It's gonna be filmed throughout the day. Let's see if I can maintain my stream of thought throughout several hours and several cuts. Maybe I'll do some magic in editing. I don't know. I did realize since I'm going back to editing and this is not going to be a one shot, I can throw in pictures over voiceover. So I'll be able to put some pictures of the maps that I'm talking about. So that'll help things out. All right, so stream of thought. Okay, so Wallingford. I don't know why that word's so tricky for me to use. Wallingford Pond Road. All right. So the Appalachian Trail, the map was matched up very early on, even earlier than I think a lot of us are thinking about. The book's been out for about a month and a half, a month and a couple weeks. And since I think I heard about the map matching up like in the first 2 or 3 days. Apparently this page was leaked even before that in a press conference, and someone had already, in an interview, not press conference, and someone had already matched up the trail. So there's been people on this trail since a couple of weeks before the book was even released to most of the people. So we can pretty much assume that the trail's been covered. I don't think it's going to be on trail. I think it's a little bit off trail. We can assume. I'm assuming these are the assumptions that I'm making. I don't want to assume, right? That's funny. We'll go down that road later. But I'm assuming that the trail's been covered pretty well. Where the X is, if you do a direct overlay, that the X is covered pretty well. And where the magnifying glass, as some people are calling it, look here, that's been covered well on the direct overlay. I've also heard that if you inverse and flip the map, it's been covered pretty well. Early on, when I matched up the peaks, and I think other people were too, but I didn't really hear about it. They were probably keeping to themselves. So I matched up the peaks with the triangles, and where the X lined up, I sent a couple people pictures of that, and where the magnifying glass matched up, I sent some pictures. It wasn't one of my favorite solves because of the steepness of where those areas were. Again, I really think, with all the safety consciousness, I don't think he would hide something on that steep of a slope. But that whole area is very steep, so I was just trying to find the best place, and that's what I came up with. So here we are a couple weeks later. I haven't really done much for the Appalachian Trail because I didn't really think there was much to do. But the more, and I covered this earlier in the video, so I apologize for repeating. Maybe I'll edit it out. But the more I work on the other boxes, the more I'm seeing that similarities in the puzzles, that as far as organization and construction, and that they all have different layers of the puzzle. And so what I'm trying to do with this one is see if there's more than one layers. I've come up with 3. I said that earlier. The symbols get you to Vermont, which a lot of people skipped or cheated because they already pictures of the trail that matched up. So a lot of people skip that first step. But if you were looking at it with no outside help on your own, I think the way the puzzle is designed is the symbols get you to Vermont. Once you're in Vermont, you scour the AT trail, you find the trail that matches, Little Rock Pond, that gets you there. And then where's the next step? So I don't think it's 2 steps, I think it's 3 steps. So the third step is, I believe, using the symbols that are on the trail. And by those, again, I already said, but I'll say it again because I don't know what I'm going to edit out. The macaroni, the dogwood, the dog tree, magnifying glass. Maybe you use the triangles. Maybe you use the scroll and the feather Indian stick. The thing that makes me not want to use the scroll is that on the original map overlay, again, just matching up the trails on the map to the trails in person, is where the scroll is already a sign. Like almost directly there. So that's what makes me not want to use it, because it's already used again. But hey, things can be used twice, I guess. Again, so getting to the macaroni, and again, I said that I think a lot of the finer details and little scribbles and smaller insignias that aren't intentional, like the symbols, like the words and the letters, I think they're all AI gibberish, like the edges of the map, the compass, all AI in my head. And so is the macaroni AI, I guess, is the big question, right? Because this next part of the solve that I'm leading toward relies heavily on the macaroni. Really heavily. That macaroni is doing a lot of work. So if I think that the macaroni is AI gibberish, why am I saying? It's just, to me, because it's on the trail. And that it looks, very distinctly from other dashes. I think that the dashes were user created by JCB. I think most of the map was, especially the background, as I'm calling it, was, AI, but the dashes was intentional because he wanted it to match up to the actual trail. So I think that anything on the dashes is fair game to analyze, and that's why I'm getting the bean, the macaroni. All right, so it matches up. The coin did come into play a little bit. I guess no matter how you orient, if you have the map oriented to the trail, all right, there's not too many angles that go as I don't know if this is going to be reversed when I'm showing it to you, or how it looks on your screen, but whatever angle the coin is on your screen, all right, if you just were to hold that coin or do an overlay of it over the whole trail, there's not too many sections of the trail or the brook that's a Homer Brook or any road nearby that matches up. All right, so that's what I was trying to use as an overlay. There is one area, though, and that's if you come from Wallingford Road, one of the unnamed trails on Apple Maps, it does match up to that section. Unfortunately, that area looks very wet, very swampy, so I don't think that that's where you should look. I do think that where you're going to look is either going to be the X or the magnifying glass. It's just how you orient the map. And so, again, kind of reiterating, I think that you orientate the map once to find the spot and twice to find the search spot. All right. And so this is kind of the end of the video that we're coming to. Looks like I got everything out in 2 takes, maybe 2 or 3 takes. We'll see. And I'm going to try to show what I'm talking about as I'm doing a voiceover. But yeah, if my best advice is if you were going up there now, and again, I'm pretty, if it were closer, if it were just like a couple hours closer, I would go, because I think I have the time now to go. What's holding me off is the distance and the weather. I'm driving a Nissan Altima. I don't have I don't really trust it up there. So those are 2 things holding me back. Sounds like I'm making a bunch of excuses for why, if I believe so strongly, I'm not there right now. I'm still overall like sold on that spot. I do think, I think I bumped it up a little bit. I'm probably maybe 80s. I don't know if I'm 90% sure, because this area I'm looking at now is the flattest area that I've seen, and it looks the safest, I guess. Again, so you're gonna want to come from the north, Wallingford Road. You're gonna park at the Wallingford Pond Trailhead. Nice parking there. You're not gonna want to take the Wallingford Pond Trail. I looked at it. Again, it looks very wet, very swampy, in kind of all weather. I don't know if he would hide something there. Again, I'm not sure. But I like the idea of an unnamed trail, or at least a name that I can't find easily. And so that, again, that goes to the left. It depends how you're looking at it. It goes to the west, I guess, from the parking lot. West, and it connects to the AT. So I'm pretty sure there's an AT trail marker there. It might be a blue blaze because you're not technically on the Appalachian Trail yet, but this leads you to there. And about a quarter of a mile through, and hopefully you'll be looking at the map right now as I'm talking. You'll see a nice area. There's a clearing. The slope matches up. It's right off the trail. It's not on the Appalachian Trail, because there was a couple areas that were on the Appalachian Trail, but I discarded them because I don't think that he hit it on the trail. I think it's intentionally off and offshoot. So that's what this is. All right, so I'm wrapping up the video. Hey, leave a comment if you like the song. I haven't decided what I want to use it in every video I play. I just don't know if it's going to be an intro, or if I'm going to do like a speaking, then the song, then go into the main course of the video, or if it's going to be an outro where, you know, I just dive right into the video, and then this is the play out music. Still deciding the best way to use it. I do want to use it as in every time. I love it. It's stuck in my head. I love the frogs, love everything about it. So and today's 1 week away from Estes Quest 2 starting up. If you're anywhere in California, especially Southern California, I recommend you join. You're already watching these videos anyways, so just watch the ones that pop up under the playlist. Is going to be called Estes Quest 2 playlist. It's probably going to be the same. I was going to say not as prolific as these videos, but I have a schedule of an every other day rollout of the clues, because I really think that you don't need more than a day or two to work on each of these clues. It's, again, very easy. If you want to give your mind a break from all the JCB nonsense. Oh, sorry, that's insulting. Not nonsense, because it's a very large prize. If you want to give yourself a break or just see another form of puzzle, tune in starting next Saturday. All right? I think that's all I got for today. Hopefully I can edit all this together and it comes out sort of coherent. All right. Take care. Bye. No, I'll probably do another one before Christmas, but happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Hope you have some lovely time with your family. Be safe. All right. Take care. Bye.
Now listen, all you treasure hunters, searching all around for plunder. Do you need some help to be your best? There's something that you're trying to find, but you're about to lose your mind. So come on, listen in to Estes Quest. Estes Quest, the show where he'll be sharing clues. Estes Quest will chase away your searcher's blues. He's solving puzzles with a smile. He'll help your theories pass the trial. He's welcoming you here to be his guest. Now listen close and you'll be told the clues to where he's hiding gold. So come on, listen in to Estes Quest. Come on.